Hey, Pioneer home lovers, all of my friends. The Pioneer lady has left the home to go to the family cabin up here in the woods. And if you've been watching the channel for a little while, then this cabin looks a little familiar to you guys. We actually spent our whole year last year in this cabin. So I just wanted to give you guys a tour of this little cabin because I never really showed you guys too much of this cabin. It's adorable and it's the most beautiful rustic. No one does rustic like my in-laws. My mother-in-law is a fabulous homemaker and a really wonderful decorator. So I just wanted to show you how she has decorated this cute cabin up here in the woods. We are high in the mountains in Wyoming, and this was really a special time for us. It was also a really interesting transition in our lives, and so I want to show you guys a tour of the cabin. I want to also share with you guys a little bit of wisdom and how this played a part in our story as well, and how I almost stopped my YouTube channel when I was going through some processing here. I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, let's get started with this tour. So every view is beautiful, and this is really springtime. They got so much snow this year that this is just barely spring up here. It's May, and here is this cute rustic cabin. Here's their living space up here. We've been roasting marshmallows with the kids out here with Grandma and making lots of memories. They've done a few things to this little cabin, like putting this cute screen door on here. It looks a little bit different from the last time we were here. I'm going to show you guys some of the decor. So the Hardmans love to collect art. So this house is really an art gallery. It's like you're in a Jackson Hole art gallery for real. So they have all these beautiful pieces of art and painting, all these collectibles. Everyone in this family is musical, and so everyone plays the piano. Here's this beautiful baby grand, and look how she just kind of stuck it in here. This snug living space. They've just put up this really cute antler chandelier. And my father-in-law is a great hunter who's collected lots of mounts over the years, and so that's a big part of the cabin. That's another part of the gallery. The lighting isn't so good. There we go. It's another part of the gallery is all these mounts that they have up here. So it's just, it works really well with this rustic look. Here's another great piece of art. If you love Native American art and history, these guys have it in spades. One thing I love about this cabin is the woodwork that's in here. Everything is wood. Rarely any sheetrock in this house. But with all these great big windows, look at the beautiful lighting. So I did a lot of cooking here in this kitchen last year and shared with you guys some tutorials. The Z bars I filmed in here. Just a few other things I did in here as well. And this is actually where I started making sourdough. I made my very first sourdough starter in this kitchen. You know, it's a really long winter here up in the mountains in Wyoming, and so learning how to do sourdough was one of the things I did to kind of buy my time. But they also put in a few different appliances. I've been teasing my in-laws saying, wow guys, thanks, you guys got a portable dishwasher after I left. And they also they built an apartment and above the garage after we left. So when we moved in here, we lived with them for a few months, and it was pretty snug. And then they left for the winter, and we were here on our own for a little while. But it's a cozy little cabin. Let's go down this way. Here's more art. Beautiful Native American art. Here's their cute little bathroom. Okay, this is the main bathroom. See all the cedar paneling, or maybe pine. This is probably pine. And we've come onto another art gallery here in the laundry room. And we've got a mudroom in here. So, while they were gone, they were gracious enough to let us stay in their master bedroom. This is their cute master bedroom. The lighting, it's a little dark in here. I just love how she decorates, though. All these rustic paintings of barns and family pictures. This is a picture of Jared's grandfather who passed away a long time ago. I love this old antique picture. Isn't that pretty? And the views out here, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but look at these views. Isn't that amazing? This is our dog run out here, so our dogs don't run away. But this is where we spent a lot of our time last year. So I'm getting like out of breath talking to you guys, walking around the cabin. I am close to 8 months pregnant and I feel humongous. And just walking around talking to you guys at the same time is making me out of breath. If you have been pregnant or if you're a mother, whew, you know what I mean about getting out of breath. It's just the smallest things that make you lose your breath. So we're going to go upstairs now. I'm going to show you where we stayed when we all lived together in this snug little cabin. It was super bonding. Let me show you. There is a loft upstairs. Here's some more beautiful pieces of art. And this is the loft. I'm going to go up the stairs now. This is where the kids have been staying. So I make no promises. I did tell them to make their beds. But this is the loft. They've collected so many cool lamps over the years. Look at this really great copper piece. Isn't that pretty? So this is the loft. Lots of animals. Lots and lots of animals. It's like a museum. But I love all the earth tones. She does a good job just mixing textures and patterns. Have a lot of Native American type textiles in here. The rugs, the pillows. It goes so well with all of the natural wood that she has going in here. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you love that rustic look, I think just using natural tones of metals. She mixes a lot of the woods. So it's almost eclectic in a way, kind of an eclectic rustic look. So this is a Murphy bed. This comes out. Jared and I slept here in this loft, and the kids slept in here. And when we stayed here, this is a nice bed and bunk beds. And we just kind of put our clothes wherever we could find a place for them. And this is where we stayed for almost a year, last year. And then after we left, they were able to build an apartment. This was actually their first year here, so they bought the cabin just a little bit after we moved in over here. So to share with you guys, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to sit down so I can stop puffing. Hope you guys are annoyed with that. But when we moved from Green River, I actually was really upset. I was angry that we had to leave our home in Green River. we really made that we really made that our home, and we lived there for 3 years, and that was the longest we ever lived anywhere. Which kind of shows you how much we've jumped around Wyoming for these past 12 years. And so we had really put down roots. And so when we left and Jared took a job up here in Jackson Hole, I was pretty upset. And so living here in the cabin was magical, and I was so grateful, and it was a wonderful experience. But I was also kind of going through a transition, and I think for me, I really identify myself with my home and as a homemaker, and making that a safe haven and a sanctuary. So having to leave that and being in a transition period was a really hard time for me. And I actually went through a bit of depression. And I think, that's it's not something that I'm used to dealing with. I know that we all struggle through different seasons of life and episodes of depression and things like that. But for me, this was a time period where I stopped creating YouTube videos um, because I just didn't feel inspired. I felt depressed about our situation and the unknown, not knowing where we were going to live, new job, new place, and also having this deep desire inside of me to buy land, and knowing that, just feeling um, that this next step was going to be big and important. So it was really an interesting time for me, and I just wanted to share with you that, as homemakers, if that's a way that you identify yourself, is with your home, and through homemaking, it's okay to go through periods of transition. And one thing that really did pull me through that time was really expanding my homemaking skills. Like I said, I learned how to make sourdough here in this little cabin. And looking into different skills and studying different things was a creative outlet for me that helped with my depression when I was here. And the interesting thing is I wasn't quite happy until I started creating again. And so there was this time period, about 6 months, where I stopped making YouTube videos. And I think that was part of the reason why I did feel so depressed, is because I was so disappointed with myself, and I didn't feel quite like myself. And I wanted to be sharing, but I didn't know what to share. But once I got over that ledge of feeling like I didn't have anything to share and there was nothing important to share, or what could I share with the world, the moment that I started creating again is when I started feeling more like myself. And it was a way to pull out of that depression. Um, so that's a wonderful life lesson, to really reach into your creativity and push yourself out there can sometimes be the thing that you need to get yourself out of that deep, dark hole that you're in. So yeah, this cabin has some sentimental meaning for us. It's really a home away from home for us. We bonded here as a family. We struggled here as a family. And now we get to all keep it forever. This is the family cabin, and it's something that's going to be shared with the whole family for years to come. So that's really special. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. This is something I normally I don't do, but I wanted to share this with you guys. This was a place that we spent a lot of time here. You're going to recognize, in some of my past videos, our chicken coop that we had here out in the forest. And I, like I said, I was going through a rough time. I refused to get rid of my chickens, and so they stayed back here. We weren't really supposed to have chickens, so I don't recommend breaking your neighborhood rules to have chickens. But that just goes to show it where I was. I wasn't willing to give up the chickens. I had to give up my house and everything else, but I wasn't going to give up my chickens. They mean that much to me. But anyway, yeah, this was a special place for us. So you can home make wherever you are, whatever rental situation you're in, whether you're living in your mom's basement, in your mom's cabin. um, it's never too late to get on some of those skills and to do the things that you really love, to keep pushing forward, because it's part of your identity, and it's part of who you are, and it's part of an expression. And it it really led us to finding a place of our own. And now we live in Missouri in a beautiful little farmhouse on 26 acres, which is a dream of ours that we've had for a very long time. And I'm so excited to share with you all the adventures of homemaking and learning how to homestead and doing those things out there in Missouri. But I make a new video every weekend, at least I strive to. Been kind of finagling things this week since we're on vacation, but catch me next week. I can share with you guys some adventures that we had here in Wyoming, and I'm just so excited to get back home, dig into my sourdough, into my kefir, and get back at it. And I'll catch you guys next week. Okay, love you guys lots.